Hey vlog!
Welcome to our channel.
And today's episode we're going to be talking about speciation.
Yep, and we're just going to specifically be talking about the speciation of high school.
Yes.
We're going to give you some scenarios and
Real life scenarios of classmates.
Yep. So we're just going to give you the basics. First, we're going to talk about species. So species are a population or group of populations that can breed and interbreed and then create offspring.
The formation of a new species is called speciation.
So we're just going to be giving you examples of all the different types and like real life scenarios.
So let's go.
So stay tuned.
Hey vlog!
Hey guys, so we're back day two, and today we're going to be talking about the reproductive isolation. There's 3 types, which are
behavioral isolation, geographic, and temporal.
yes. So we're going to be giving examples for each one of these. Reproductive isolation is when the groups of populations split into 2 and they don't interbreed with each other again. So they become their own species, I guess.
Yeah.
So we'll give you with your first example in 3, 2, 1. Parker and Caleb are 2 different species that live in the same habitat. Caleb is a hip-hop fiend and Parker is a jazz enthusiast.
Okay.
The 2 do not get along.
While Caleb dances and sings hip-hop, he attracts Ava, who is also a hip-hop fiend.
Meanwhile, Parker does his jazz, which attracts Avery.
The pairs couple up with their like species. And the 2 will never interbreed. And that was an example of behavioral isolation.
Yes, we're back today, and then in today's episode, we're going to be talking about geographic isolation. Geographic isolation is when 2 populations are separated by a barrier, like a river, a mountain. But we're going to give you a different example. So stay tuned.
Let's go.
Addie and Aubrey have their lunch period during 3rd hour. But Avery, Ava, and Britta have it 5th hour. Due to this geographic barrier, the groups never interbreed.
That was an example of geographic isolation.
Yeah, and now we're going to show you an example of temporal isolation.
Ani only goes to school on Wednesdays and Thursdays.
While Aubrey only goes on Mondays and Tuesdays. Because of temporal isolation, the 2 will never breed.
That was an example of temporal isolation.
Yes, and those are all, the 3 examples you saw were all examples of reproductive isolation. Now we're going to show you how a mutation changes the whole species and evolves. Yeah. Going back to our first clip, Caleb and Ava, the hip-hop fiends, breed. Due to Caleb's country recessive trait, a mutation occurred, and their baby was a country fiend. So,
Alrighty.
as you can see that Addie, because of Caleb's random country mutation that he had, gene or whatever, Ava and Caleb had a country baby. So now the rest of the species will be country.
And that's the end of this week's episode. Bye, guys.
Bye.